Hey everyone, welcome to the Top of the World podcast. I'm Joshua Hadley, and I'm joined by the man in the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour, the woman's pet, the men's regret, planet Earth. You still know what's coming yet.
Hello, yes, I'm Justin, and that's Josh. We're here doing the dealio again, as we do every week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost every week.
almost every week. Yes, here at
We're just, you know what? Those weeks aren't canon.
yeah, they're not real. Those weeks never happen. Anything that you think happened in those weeks, they didn't happen.
See, what happened was with Star Wars, how they had all these books and stuff, and then Disney bought it, and then they became like, it became non-canon. That's what happened to those weeks.
Yes, those weeks are not canon anymore. Forget anything you think you know about those weeks.
All right, let's start out with trivia. Do you know who this month's named after?
July. Uh, 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 Carlos Mencia. Cause he was like, I don't know, man, July, cause Spanish.
Nah, it was actually the
No,
person who invented the system. Well, almost the system that um preceded the one we use right now, the calendar
system of
system.
what? Oh, calendar system.
Very famous guy,
What's his name?
Julius Caesar.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a fucker?
Oh yeah, man. He fucked men and women.
Well, not in that. Well, yeah, all that way as well. But like he was a son of a bitch, from what I recall.
Well, I think that applies to anyone named Caesar.
What about Little Caesar?
Oh, definitely them. I mean, have you even had their pizzas?
Yeah, I don't hate them, but they're also, eh, they exist. It's pizza
Yeah.
though, because it's like, if it's pizza, it's pizza. It's just not
What's that?
upper level pizza.
True. All right. So, see, just we're recording Friday morning. Right before I got off work, I had this guy come in. I work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So around 6, this older guy, like probably in his 60s, he comes up to. I'm staying at the E&E Foods office, and he comes in and complains that there was noise all night. It's pretty strange. I figure like if I if I if me running the ice machine and the forklift kept them up, I figured I would have kind of seen someone that complain about it during the night,
Maybe it was a ghost that only he could see and hear.
or maybe he was a ghost that I can only see in here.
That's possible. That's very possible.
Because like he came and then someone else came by like a few minutes later, and like
hmm
he said that I didn't even see him.
Was his name Casper?
I didn't ask.
He could have been Casper. How did he
Anyway,
seem friendly at all?
no, he wasn't friendly. So
Mm.
yeah, he complained about that, which is fine. I understand. If this could be true, but I figure if it was me, I would came out during the night and complained what was happening instead of like,
Yeah.
oh goddamn, there's noise all night, really, and then like, 6
Mm.
a.m. I've had all as I can stand, as I can't stand no more. So he said he's complained to the city manager twice. He's gonna complain to the mayor. The cops have passed by during the night. I saw them. They didn't
Mm.
say anything, which I
Mm.
figure if I was being loud, they would have told me to stop.
And you just like doing your job?
I'm just doing my job. I mean, I could be too loud. It sounds like we're just gonna. I've talked to someone and they're talking to the boss. We might just not make ice during the night.
Mm.
But this guy. Yeah, he asked if he was nice. Yeah, he said to me I was keeping up his father, and like he was putting his health in my hands, and he said he was gonna get a lawyer. So
Hold
obviously,
on. Hold
yeah,
on. This dude you said is like in his 60s?
Yeah.
That guy's father shouldn't be here anymore. That
Come
guy
on,
needs to
these
accept the
old
fact
people.
that that dad needs to. He don't need to be fucking sleeping anymore. He needs to be sleeping forever.
Well,
Okay.
I did think, beyond joke, beside, getting past these jokes, are we just dealing with an old man with insomnia, and I'm being blamed for him having that?
Could be. Could be.
But yeah, guy was a total dick, so I said,
Mm.
go talk to the city manager.
Trying to think of like a dick ghost, because like Casper's the friendly ghost, but this guy wasn't friendly. Who's like a well-known asshole of a ghost?
Um,
Oh,
the
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 guy
one
from
from the
I
Christmas,
can't remember.
the Tim Burton Christmas film. What's that guy's name? It was like Oogly Boogly or something.
Oh, something like that. But I was thinking of I can't remember his name, but there's a character in the Harry Potter books. I don't think he's in the movies, but he's like a
Oh
fucking dick in the books.
man,
He's one of the like the poltergeists for Hogwarts.
man. Uh,
Mm.
evil ghosts. I mean, there's a lot. Like I can't think the names of any. Like I know, The Uninvited had an evil ghost.
Let's see. Peeves. Peeves the ghost is the.
Thieves.
I don't remember if he was in the movies or not. I know one of the ghosts from the books wasn't in the movies.
Man.
I think it
Have
was
you read all
Peeves.
the
I don't know.
books?
Most of them. I still have to finish the second to last and then the last one.
So is there new books like beyond like the Harry Potter story? Like if this was Star Wars, like the first three about Luke, is there like new books on Harry's kids or something?
There was a like a play, I think, or something like that. But they released like the script for the play as a book, but it was like in the form of a script, like a
Hmm.
play script instead of being written like a book. They had released that in regards to Harry's children. I think that's about Harry's children. Pretty sure. Let me see.
Hmm.
Believe Harry Potter Wikipedia. Okay.
Getting it, checking up Harrypedia.
Yeah, getting that old heredity. I know there was also the Tales of Beetle the Bard, which was like a related thing.
What's the new movie? Are the new movies based on books?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find. So there's a that's like a book within the Harry Potter universe. I think it's like one of the
Oh,
um books that like one of the characters has that's meant to be like like meant to be written by a person within that universe who actually like it was a biography
so
written
this
within the
would be
universe.
like if someone made a movie called the Necronomicon for the H.P. Lovecraft the universe.
I assume yes. Yeah, Newt Scamander is the main character of the movies, and he's the guy who wrote the book within the. There's a fucking beeping ass fucking garbage truck. Um, yeah, so there's I'm trying to fucking find out what the name of the play or whatever it's called is, but it's Harry Potter and the something as per usual. I think it might have mentioned the child in the title. It's some type of thing.
Hmm.
There's also Quidditch Through the Ages, which was a book about Quidditch.
That was a fun part of the first movie,
Hmm.
the game. I,
Tales of Beetle the
I
Bard.
remember like it happened in the other films. I just don't remember. Like it didn't seem as important. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm probably just misremembering it because I haven't. Like I seen the first one several times, and I've
yeah.
seen the other films like twice maybe.
Mm.
It's been a
Yeah,
long time.
it was still pretty important. I know in one of them there's like the Quidditch World Cup. It's like an important part early on in the movie slash book. and one of the like people who played in it, I think his name was like Victor Krum or something like that. He ended up having somewhat of a role. It was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was the play that was they released the script for the play as a book.
Why was the child cursed?
Harry Potter was a cursed child because of the mark on his head, and so
I know why he was cursed because
Yeah.
of the thing with Voldemort and his parents.
I do not know. I haven't read this one yet, so I don't know.
Maybe you watched too much TNA.
That's probably it. I mean, fucking the main movies and books, right? They happen like what the 90s, 80s, like that's when they take place. So when his kids was growing up, that'd be there'd be some impact years, some early TNA years in his childhood. Man. It does line up. This all does line up.
It does line up.
Mm.
Well, see, big show happened. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. I didn't watch the pre-show. Did you?
Did I watch the pre-show? I'm trying. Let me see the matches on and see if I remember.
I think you did because you were talking about Prince Nana.
Okay, yeah, I watched the pre-show. So it had Cole Cabana defeating Anthony Henry. There was the Trust Brothers beating the Shinobi Shadow Squad, which Trust Brothers are Arya Davari and a guy named Slim J, who I'd never heard of before. And he looked like somebody who would be awful, but then he ended up being pretty good. And then
it was representing Shinobi.
Cheeseburger and Eli Isom. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
You said it.
Okay, Eli Isom. Yeah, they there was that match. Then there was the Embassy, which was Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, Jasper Khan and Toa Leona, however his name's pronounced. I've seen Khan a couple times in person during WrestleMania week this year. They beat Alex Zane, Blake Christian, and Tony Deppen, which was a fun match. And
so real quick, I mean, there's a little bit of news on this match. Apparently, Tully Blanchard just didn't go on to go on to the flight to go to the show, so this happened.
Tully Blanchard Enterprises was bought out by Prince Nana, so it's now his thing. And then the final match on the pre-show was Willow Nightingale defeating Allison Kay. And then the main show started with the world title match, which I actually missed because I went to make dinner, and I'm like, okay, I'll it'll probably be a good match starting, but it's not gonna be one I super care about. And then I come back and I see like the fucking Claudio and Jonathan Gresham just ended. It was a short match too. It was the second shortest match on the main card.
But that's pretty strange for a Ring of Honor World Title match. But there's some controversy. Well, a little bit of controversy. I don't know if like the reason the match was short because of what happened. I think the match was booked that way, and then Jonathan Gresham
he was upset about it.
Tony. Yeah. I don't get what's up with like people calling Tony Khan racist whenever they get mad at him. I mean,
I don't get it either. There's been some big pushes for black wrestlers recently. They're black tag team champions right now, black TBS champion.
I just think it's like someone saying something like, they got their feelings hurt and they can't like just say what they're disgruntled about. They gotta like make it into racism, which like you're saying, I don't think Tony Khan's racist.
Yeah, like you can have a problem with his booking, but I don't. There's nothing about it that makes it seem racist to me. But Jonathan Gresham.
I'll say this, like, Claudio's probably the better Ring of Honor World Champion to have.
Yeah, so it was an 11.5-minute match. It should have been longer. That's one thing that I think is the case. But Claudio won. Jonathan Gresham was apparently really upset about the length of the match. He was upset about turning heel. And a couple other things. One thing that it seems he's upset about, based on some tweets and such, in an interview from what's her name, his girlfriend,
I forget who it was.
Jordan Grace.
Oh, that's right.
Is it seems he's really frustrated with wrestling in general right now, with a part of it being because like a lot of people shit on him for being short.
Yeah, he's well, not
He's
retired,
5.
but like he's not wrestling for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, like he's just sort of piecing out from wrestling as a whole, not just AEW slash
And
Ring
he's
of Honor.
like he's also a promoter, an indie promoter. He's done 4 shows of
Yeah,
Terminus or whatever his promotion's called.
yeah. So like I can understand being frustrated with certain things, especially like the match being so short and the heel turn. He didn't want to do that. I can also understand being upset with like people shitting on him for being short, because like, have people seen him? Have they seen him wrestle? It's one of those things where it's like people act like he couldn't be a legitimate world champion or anything like that because he's so short. But then, like, I mean, first of all, the guy's built. That guy's fucking hench. But also, he's like one of the best technical wrestlers in the world.
It's not like it's not like he's Marco Stunt.
Yeah, like he may be short, but like he could still be intimidating because like look at him, fucking guy is jacked. So yeah, that after that it was Dalton Castle and the boys defeating the Righteous for the ROH World 6-Man Tag Titles. I don't know much about the Righteous. I know a lot of people hate Vincent, and I know that by way of anytime I watch a match that involves him in the Discord doing a group call, everybody is shitting on Vincent. Ian especially fucking hates this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate him. He's blah to me.
Mm.
I mean, my bigger problem with the match is it just seems like Dalton Castle hasn't evolved at all. It seems like a step backwards to have the boys again.
Mm.
Not saying it's a terrible act. I just think it's kind of stale at this point.
Mm. I haven't really seen much of Dalton and the boys. I've seen a little bit, but not a whole lot. And I thought it was
I
fun.
know.
It was kind of
And I'll say this really quick. I think if they're at least now that they're doing it again, there is like a whole new audience that hasn't seen it. So at least there's
yeah,
that. But as a Ring of
yeah,
Honor fan, it doesn't do much for me.
yeah. Then there was what I thought was a really good match between Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia for the Pure title.
I think I think this match opened the show. Like
I agree actually. This felt
yeah,
like a really good opening the show. Like start off big, but not like the world title match or anything like that. Like,
yeah,
have it start off
really
with something really good.
exciting. Yeah, it was really exciting. I felt like this is where the crowd finally got into something happening in the ring.
Mm. It was a really good match. Then there was another match that I thought was really good. Roosh versus his brother Dragon Lee, with Roosh getting the victory there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That match actually made so Ian has been shitting on Roosh. Ian does not like Roosh, but this match, at the end of the match, Ian was like, "All right, well, okay, maybe I need to admit that Roosh is actually good."
He's not. He wasn't the typical Ring of Honor World Champion. I mean that.
Mm,
The promotion Ring of Honor probably wasn't the greatest place for him to shine.
yeah. I haven't seen much of Mercedes Martinez, but the next match was her and Serena, and I thought it was a really good match.
I've
Because
always liked
Serena's
her.
fucking yeah. Serena is fantastic, and I liked what I saw of Mercedes there.
I'll say this: I was disappointed Serena didn't win, but it's not like
Same,
Mercedes is
same.
bad.
Yeah,
It's
she
it's
ended
just
up.
like again like Serena's losing.
Yeah. I'm just a mark for Serena, so like I want her to win all the things. But it was a really good match. That was actually the second longest match on the show, 17 minutes and 20 seconds. It was really good. And then Samoa Joe defeats Jay Lethal to retain the World TV title.
Yeah, I thought this match was
Cool,
alright.
cool. Moving
Was it?
forward, I guess.
Didn't like, you know, Didn't live to my expectations. I just thought it was lame that Jay Lethal
Yeah,
got to
but then the
cheat
main
so much
event,
and he still lost.
and then the main event, 43 minutes and 25 seconds, best 2 out of 3 falls. The Briscoe brothers versus FTR for the Ring of Honor World Titles, and something I didn't even know about. Like Ian brought it up, and apparently it's a well-known fact, and they've been mentioning it, but it's something that I didn't realize. Apparently, the Briscoe brothers have not only been undefeated in 2 out of 3 falls matches before this, but they won every one of them 2-0. They were doing full
Yeah.
clean sweeps. So in this one, they got the first fall, so it sort of set up like they were gonna, keep that streak going, and then FTR ended up winning.
Match of the year.
It was fantastic, and it had one of
was,
one of my favorite finishes that I've seen in a long time.
I was gonna say the finish was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a pile driver off the middle rope, and then the way he turned him over to pin him, but he didn't get on top of him or anything. He just sort of flipped his legs over in a way where it's he's clearly very exhausted, but he's also it was great, great match, very good way to end the show. I'm glad that main evented. I'm glad that was the main event.
Everyone was saying it should have been the main event of the last show, and thankfully that was corrected this one.
Yes.
So overall, my thoughts. I thought the show was good. I think match placement was kind of strange, but I think ultimately the biggest problem was this wasn't a Ring of Honor crowd. It was people.
Yeah, it was an AEW crowd.
Didn't know who. They didn't react because I felt like they didn't react because they didn't know who these people were.
Their biggest pop, definitely their biggest pops was in the tag title match, and they were fucking hot for FTR.
Yeah.
FTR got some, especially surprisingly Cash Wheeler got I was expecting Dax to get more of the big pops, but Cash Wheeler was actually getting the biggest pops in that match. The crowd definitely, yeah. I also agree. I think that Wheeler Yuta and Daniel should have opened, and I think that Claudio and Gresham should have gotten more time.
Yeah.
Other than that, those are my only real complaints for the show.
I think the worst match was definitely the 6-man. I could have done without that, but
that match sort of just happened for me. It wasn't. It was just there.
It kind of was placed where it belonged, I'd say.
Yeah, it was a second match in the card. Yeah, second match is usually the fucking who gives a fuck kind of match. They start off good and they're all right, now here's a little break with whatever the fuck we're doing here.
I mean, if this was the UFC, where all the first matches would just be prelims, and the last couple would be main events. So that's one reason wrestling is better than boxing or MMA, because people only care about the last thing happening, even if you're paying $100 for it.
Yeah. And then you could pay $100 and then a UFC fight could end in 6 seconds.
Yeah. Well, if it's TNA, they could end in 6 seconds.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And there you go. That was Death Before Dishonor.
Let's see.
I am very happy that Claudio Castagnoli gets to be a world champion in 2022.
Well, it's the Ring of Honor world title. It's cool that he's got it. Hopefully, once the promotion actually starts get going, Tony's negotiating for television, it will mean him a lot more. Right now, it's kind of we're wondering what's happening with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, well, I don't actually know what we're going to be talking about today. Other than that, we didn't really.
Well, we'll talk about Dynamite, but first, it's been about a half hour, so let's do some plugs.
All right, we're doing the Gopher and Tuk updates, and then leading that into the other stuff. Okay.
So I'll do before, since I also started streaming, I'll talk a little bit about I did one stream this week. Actually, did a couple. You showed up for the first one where I played Doom 2. I beat 3 levels and then I died.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I replay. You get to replay a level and I died again. So I was like, I'm gonna play Fallout. That's where you jumped in,
Yeah, I saw
and
you
I
playing Fallout.
so I left the initial place and I went to the place where we're supposed to go. Turns out I needed a rope. I forgot that because I played. It's not the first time I played this game, but I forgot
Yeah.
I needed to do that, and then
Yes.
I go outside the place and there's random encounters. That's what happened.
Mm.
So 5 manises jumped me, and I figured, I ought to be able to defeat 5 bugs, and they killed me.
R.I.P.
That that game is so strange to play. Like, uh, man. I'll
Yeah,
give
that
it
was the
another
first
go
Fallout,
though.
by the way, for those unaware. The very
Yeah.
first one,
Yep.
which did not look like what I expected it to look like.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. 'Cause I'm used to like seeing Fallout 4 and New Vegas and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. Yeah, the first 2 Fallout games are like that. Well, the first 3, because there's Fallout 2, and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Then
Mm,
Fallout 3 is the one where Bethesda bought the series and made it a 3D game with the engine they used to make Skyrim.
mm.
That stream happened. Yeah, I got killed by Manuses, and I quit and I quit. Uh, but I streamed for an hour anyway. Second
Mm.
stream, it was like 2 hours or 2 hour and a half, and I played some chess. I've been doing a thing where, well, I'm trying to get to 1,000 elo. I did the stream Thursday. I
Mm.
joined the arena. I won some games. I got to 999 elo. Then like
Mm.
3 games straight, I started blundering, so back down to like 970.
Mm. Yeah, I was asleep when that stream happened. I woke up and saw that Ian had shared it in the Discord.
And plus, I felt like I wasn't really entertaining in that at all. I was
Mm.
just looking at the screen, wondering what the heck should I do. I think if I'm streaming, I'll do Blitz instead. It's a lot quicker. Plus, there's a lot more moments of me, you know, either doing something brilliant or blundering.
Mm.
Yeah, I gotta work on, I gotta work on being more entertaining. At least talking constantly.
Yeah, yeah. I have to frequently speak while I'm well, I do stream with other people usually. Sometimes I'm by myself, but usually it's like me and Brandon or me and Jeff or whatever. So at least I don't have to talk at all times during that because that sometimes they'll be talking. But when I'm streaming by myself, like the birthday stream I did recently, 12 hours. The last 4 hours we were playing Fall Guys, so it was other people joining. But I had like 8 hours just by myself having to speak for 8 hours straight. Gotta constantly say words.
Well, you did drink, so I bet that helped.
Well, I didn't start drinking until the Fall Guys portion. So like for the
Oh,
first
that's
8 hours while I was by
that's right.
myself, yeah, I was yeah. Always gotta have water though because your throat's gonna be drying out with all that speaking.
Hashtag thirsty. Well, I don't have any streams scheduled. I just sort of do them.
Yeah,
But how about you? Why don't you give us some updates on the U poops and the
on the
Twitches?
on the all you poops and the twitchins. All right, so we finally streamed again recently. So yeah, there was 10 days where we didn't stream, because on the first day we were supposed to stream, it was 3 days last week we were supposed to stream. The first day, we just ended up not deciding to stream after recording because we didn't have anything planned and we didn't really feel like planning anything. Then the next time was supposed to be me and Jeff. Jeff's whole fucking family got COVID. And then after that, me and Brandon finished recording, and Brandon like started feeling kind of nauseous and had a headache, so we decided not to stream that day. But this week, we returned to it with a Elden Ring stream with Jeff on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, Brandon and I streamed that new WB Smash Bros. Clone, and the one that has all the WB characters, including LeBron James, even though he's a real human person. Um, We played that, and it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed the fucking Nickelodeon one, which was pretty much not at all. So that we'll probably do that one some more in the future. I would like to unlock Arya Stark. I almost got enough coins to get her, but I wasn't quite there. And we're gonna be streaming again on Sunday. Where we'll be playing that Naraka game again. Naraka, I don't know how to pronounce it. The fucking samurai battle royale game that we've been playing a couple times. We're playing some more of that on Sunday. As for the You Poops, still just uploading the podcast for the time being. Again, it's August 16th when the regular uploads will be returning. We finished Stray. We finished recording Stray yesterday, 2 days ago, for when this podcast coming out. And that ended up being about 5.5 hours in total. So there'll be 5.5 hours of Stray to look forward to before we get to Kingdom Hearts 2, which we're going to start recording soon. And we're still making our way through Guardians of the Galaxy. We probably got maybe 2 more recording sessions left of Guardians, maybe 3. But we got a bunch of footage for Guardians and Stray. Kingdom Hearts 2 will be getting started soon. We got to figure something out for August as well, because let me check the exact thing here. It is the second video that's going to go up on August 24th. So the 5 o'clock video in Central Time for August 24th will be the 3,000th video on the channel. And so I want to do something special for it, but I don't know what exactly yet. So we're trying to decide what exactly we're going to do there for that.
So could it be Gopher actually finishing back in 1995?
Fucking game. We have some ideas. We're gonna see what we can do there, but we'd like to do something for that.
I'm trying to remember these games you've played on YouTube. Like obviously I remember the requests I made. I know you played like wasn't the first Gopher and Tuck like Super Mario Bros.
3. Yes, 3.
2. Oh, was it 3?
It was 3. We did 2, and we did the Lost Levels on YouTube a little later, and then we did the other version of 2, the American version of 2 on Twitch. But yeah, the very first one, it wasn't even Gopher and Tuck at first. It was still Giggity Gopher featuring Tuck when we started that, and then like 8 episodes in, that's when we decided to make it Gopher and Tuck. It was that in Detroit. Detroit was because we were doing 2 episodes immediately per day. So the other one was Detroit Become Human that we started at the beginning of Gopher and Tuck. And we've done a shit ton of Mario games. We've done a bunch of Pokemon games. Like, those are consistents for us.
Yeah, the people can't wait until Pokemon's back.
Yeah.
Well, and for whatever reason, like, your most viewed video right now is like Soda Drinker Pro.
Soda Drinker Pro got like 5,000 plus views. I'm trying to think of other series that we do, like multiple games from. I guess Kirby. We occasionally, usually with Brandon playing, do some Kirby games. I've done all of the original Donkey Kong Country games, like all the original 3 on Super Nintendo, as well as Tropical Freeze. But I haven't done Donkey Kong Country Returns, so that's one that I gotta do at some point probably.
Wait, obviously, when you can play Donkey Kong.
Oh, the original arcade one. You couldn't do it. I could play that at some point.
I think it'd make more sense for you to play Donkey Kong Jr. since you'll be one of the Kongs.
Yeah, good old Donkey Kong Jr. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 2 will be getting recorded soon. We'll start recording that, and that'll be going up probably once Stray has finished uploading. But we did finish recording Stray. That game's beaten. And then we have a 3,000th video special that we are not sure what exactly it's going to be yet. That'll be next month on August 24th. So there's that for the YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. And in related news, Brandon on his own, new single just came out.
Single. Pillars.
This morning, as of this episode coming out, this morning as of this episode being recorded, yesterday as of it coming out. It's called Pillars. It's on Spotify and all that such. Go listen to it. It's good. And on the Solo Tuck YouTube channel, the day
Actually, yeah,
before.
I just saw this too. I was look, I was listening to the song on Spotify, and I decided to see if there was a video for it on YouTube. So I actually found out I wasn't even subscribed to Tuck on YouTube. Terrible, terrible. I
Yeah,
go on
terrible.
and I see this video you're about to bring up.
Yeah, yeah. It is the sequel to his backyard wrestling reacts video. He's got part two now. That went up like 2 days ago. It's very fun, entertaining stuff. So in the original one, in the first video, he did like actual companies doing backyard wrestling, like actual indie companies, like GCW stuff like that. And this one, it's just like the most backyard wrestling. Like
It's like if Moose Nugget wrestling was done with like
yeah,
people who actually worked out.
yeah. It was he did like he reacted to like a show that was released by some company called CHW. He doesn't know what the CHW stands for, although there were many implications that it was in Canada. My guess was Canadian hockey wrestling, but I don't
Oh,
know.
not Canadian hardcore wrestling.
Maybe could be. Um, and there was like 3 or 4 matches, and they just kept having the same fucking people wrestling, like but like different combinations of them
Well,
because they only had
actually,
like
well,
they only had like 4 or 5
did I do
wrestlers.
that?
You might have.
But like,
Um,
yeah, I just pretended to be different people.
yeah,
But
but
I
this
had
was
different
like
costumes.
yeah, this was like super fucking amateur. So it's a fun time that video. So it's on there on the Tucker Lucy solo YouTube channel. Go check that out and go
Yeah,
stream
it's cool.
Pillars. And
Yeah,
there we go. That is the end of the shilling of the stuff. And we have a top of the world fucking mouse pad on
yeah.
in our shop and stickers. We have stickers now as well in the merch store. So there now I'm done chilling.
And I'll just say really quick to continue the shilling. During my chess stream, I did a mouse slip where I accidentally clicked a chess piece, and I moved it, and and it lost me the game, and I was so upset. Something like that would happen a lot less with a mouse pad, as
Yes,
you
it
point
would.
out. You
We
got a
have
new version of.
Yeah, we have a top of the world mouse pad. It's like a regular mouse pad, and then we have a Gopher and Tuck. I forgot what they call it now, but it was they called it gaming mouse pad before on the place where we sell our stuff, but then they like changed what it's called. I think it's called a desk mat now, I guess.
Yeah,
But it's a bigger mouse pad. So if you want a bigger one, you go for the Gopher and Tuck one. You want a smaller one, you can get the top of the world one. And then there you go. And we have
there you
stickers.
go.
So whole bunch of stickers. Even got stickers for stuff that we don't have other merch for, like the Kirby Master emote and stuff of that nature. And now we're done shilling.
Well, it's time for Bluffing Gopher.
Alright, Bluffing Gopher. Let's see if I am gonna get bluffed this time. I got bluffed last week. You did it.
Yep, yep. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is how the game works. I have 3 headlines here. 2 are real, actual news headlines. One's made up by me. Gopher Justin has to guess which one I've
Yes.
made up, and if he's correct, he gets to continue living.
Yeah, and if I'm incorrect, well, that'll be the last episode of Top of the World.
No, we'll see. Every time he's lost, we found replacements.
Yeah, I'm like the fucking like third or fourth gopher here. There you go. You haven't even noticed.
Yeah,
Nobody's even noticed.
just the same way, like no one's noticed there was like 5 Ultimate Warriors and 10 Undertakers.
Yeah, yeah. My dad used to fucking tell me that the Undertaker was different. Like he kept changing the person.
I think what happened was he saw primetime Brian Lee play fake Undertaker. It's like, see, there's 2 of them.
All right, here we go. Bluffing Gopher. What do we got here?
All right. First story. New Florida. Sorry, new Florida bill proposed banning drag queens. Governor Ron DeSantis is looking to pass a bill banning drag queen shows from the state. So yeah, there's big. It's you've seen how things were in June. Just about a lot of
Yeah,
this shit where they say these drag queens shows are
it's
like
grooming.
groomers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That seems on brand for Florida.
Well, anything's the thing is like anything's possible.
Yeah.
Second story: California burglar bungle. Thief left keys inside crime scene. In another twist, the thief also grabbed the keys to a bakery vehicle, but didn't steal the vehicle itself.
Okay.
That's
All right.
amazing.
Yeah, that can be real.
Could be real. All right. Third story: hotel chief admit emu stop driver fleeing wreck. So yeah, after crashing into a storefront, a runway alleged drunk driver was pursued by the chief and relentlessly pecked by the foot, foot the fleet-footed bird. I think you can tell which stories are real just by my reaction to them and the way I can like not read this freaking thing.
See, you could be saying that to make me think that one's real, when in reality it's
I
not.
almost got him. I almost got him.
But then are you making me think it's fake now by saying that? How many twists and turns are
I
there for
almost
this
got him.
one? Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. A anti drag queen bill. See, a thief leaves keys at a crime scene, and a drunk driver said that emu chased him.
And where's that one at?
Oh, that'd be Australia.
They do have some fucking shit going on there. Alright, you know what? I think you're playing the long con with that last thing there. I think you want me to think that it's fake. That last one. So I'm gonna, and I definitely think the Florida one's real because fucking Florida. So I'm gonna go with the second one.
I made up the first one.
Oh, the Florida one wasn't real?
No.
There's no fucking Florida drag queen fucking band? Wow, okay. Well, shit, I'm gonna die again.
Damn it. Oh, we'll get a new Gopher. It's okay. Well, it's time. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. You sent the emails. I read them off. Gopher answers the questions.
Yep, here we go. Answering fan mail.
All right, let's look over these. All right, this is from Tom in Mexico.
I bet it's
Dear
Tom
Gopher.
from MySpace.
It could be Tom from MySpace. I'm not sure where he is right now. It might be
Probably
him.
Mexico. Yeah.
Dear Gopher, it's been a while. How you been doing? I'm wondering, what is the most absurd thing you've been tricked into believing?
Most absurd thing. First of all, I've been doing well, thank you. The most absurd thing I've been tricked into believing. I don't know. I feel like I've been tricked into believing a lot of absurd shit, but it's like it's hard to tell what's fucking real or not anymore because everything's absurd. It's all absurd. Fucking you can't tell what's real or not because what's real is absurd and what's not real is absurd. So, okay, you know what? Here's one. Here's one. I was briefly, before playing it, tricked into believing Shenmue 3 wasn't a horrible game.
Wait, you didn't think it would be bad?
I by the time I actually was about to start it, I'm like, okay, wait, people hate this game, right? Okay. But before that, with fucking Rufus being like, oh, it's fucking Shenmue, dude. Shenmue's great. Like, yeah. You fucking liar. So yeah, that one. That's the most ridiculous thing.
When he I requested this series a lot earlier, but I think Rufus said like if you played that game on the channel that he wouldn't be friends with you anymore.
Yep, and here we are, not being friends anymore. So that part you didn't lie about.
That's right. I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Well, I that just means I'll have to replace him when Cracking the Cold One comes back.
Yeah. Mm.
The B Show podcast. Terrible, terrible. Let's see. Next question. Let's go through these emails. All right. Here's a good question.
Okay. Okay.
This is from Larry in Quebec.
Hello, Larry.
Dearest Gopher, I've been a fan for a while. Can't wait until Stray starts being uploaded. Let's see. So I believe I'm quite the romantic person, and I just wanted to ask, do you believe that love is blind?
What exactly does that mean? Love
So
is blind.
if you love someone, like I suppose, like it doesn't matter what they look like at all.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
I would say so, Larry.
I mean, in a, if someone was in a relationship where that didn't matter, it's probably not love. That
Yeah.
the reason that has them together.
I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. You, Larry. I don't know if you're asking that because you think you are too ugly, or you think the person you're possibly liking is too ugly. But the truth is, Larry, you're both too ugly.
Yeah, I mean, we seen that picture of you, Larry Bigman.
Yeah. You leave
All
that
right,
green person alone.
yeah. All right. Final email. This is from Stacy in um the Yukon territory.
Okay.
Not very populated. Must be Vancouver. All right. Dear Gopher, I'm a new fan. I really enjoy the streams. I've been lurking, and sometimes I hear about this Abdel, and so that just makes me wonder, who is your greatest enemy?
My greatest enemy. Okay.
I think it's the guy. Yeah, I hope like the guy who showed up who was sniping your stream that jumped you in Dark Souls.
Yeah, you know what? That fucking guy. That guy is probably my biggest Gopher and Tuck rival. I would say that son of a bitch. Fucking out here playing Dark Souls 2. I'm like, there's no again, fucking invaders all game. And
the problem with him being your greatest enemy was that was a one-time thing. Like, would Raven be a bigger enemy?
Raven was fucking TJ's biggest enemy.
Oh man!
When Raven showed up, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna lose now, but that's fine. When he showed up while TJ was there, he was like, oh fuck this dude, this fucking sucks. That's the rivalry right there, TJ and Raven.
Yeah.
Let's see, Shenmue 3 as a whole, that could be considered my biggest enemy. That's certainly up there. Tank controls, another one of my biggest enemies.
Imagine like Shenmue 3 tank controls.
I don't want to. I don't want to imagine that. I on occasion have nightmares. I don't need to add that to it. So thank you for your question, Stacy. I have a question for her. If she ever emails again, does your mom got it going on? That's let us know, Stacy.
Yeah, let us know, Stacy. So we talked Ring of Honor. It's time for All Elite Wrestling. Did you watch Dynamite?
I did in fact. It was Fight for the Fallen.
What I like about this show is like the first thing we saw was Justin Roberts, if I remember correctly, and he's doing
Yapper Yapper.
He's doing ring announcing for the opening match. We don't have to go through like a promo watch the promo for 20 minutes. at the start
Yeah,
of the episode.
yeah. Dynamite usually starts with a match, and it's usually a good match. They usually try to start with something big, something fun. And that is something I like about the show.
Yeah,
This
it
one
starts
started
up.
off with the World Interim Title match between Jon Moxley and Roosh.
What's up with like? All right, I'm gonna ask. What's up with Tony Khan opening the show with the world title?
I think it's just because there's another match on each show that he wanted to main event more, and he didn't want the world title match to be like in the middle. I guess it's like at Ring of Honor, he wanted the tag match to main event, and this one he wanted
Hmm.
Bryan Danielson's return to main event. So it's just, yeah, I think that's it.
See, the way I think is like there's two things. Like it kind of reminds me of Mid South Wrestling because if you have a world title match, like the time limit 60 minutes and the show's 1 hour, so you can't like not have it be the beginning.
Mm.
And another reason is it's probably because he did want people to see it, and I think the way AEW's ratings has been going, it's probably not true because of Danielson was back this week, but normally doesn't it peak at the beginning?
I have no clue. I don't know how the ratings go.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. But that started. Moxley obviously retained the interim championship, and then Jericho came out. Him and the rest of his group, except for Daddy Magic and Jake Hager, for some reason, weren't there. They
But
came
like,
out.
so Anna Jay just joined, right?
Yeah, Anna Jay joined the group, and then we got a little bit of a return to the Moxley and Jericho feud when they initially feuded for the world title back when Jericho was the champion, and that's how he lost the title. Moxley beat
Oh
him
no,
for it.
I thought you were gonna talk about the cactus they fought over in WWE.
Well, um, yeah, they brought that back. Jericho never did get a rematch, and so he's saying, "All right, now I want the rematch." And so we're getting Jericho and Moxley. I think in a couple weeks on Dynamite.
No, you got me wondering now. What were they feuding over in WWE? Because there was like a cactus involved.
It was a plant named Mitch. There was
Oh,
actually
Mitch.
a show I went to, a VIP wrestling show that had a fans bring the weapons match, which was actually it was New Jack. It was New Jack in the match. And one of the weapons that one of the fans brought was a plant that had like the nameplate Mitchell on it, or Mitch. Yeah. Yeah, they brought that to reference it. There was also a container of army men, those little army men figures, little
Oh yeah.
green plastic deals. Yeah, so that's going to be happening. Jericho and Moxley for the interim title. And yeah. I don't
Man,
remember all. So it's like, yeah, I just have the cage match page open, so I don't remember like each like promo that happened because they don't mention those in here.
Well, it goes to the FTW thing next.
Yeah. FTW title match, which was Ricky Starks defending against Danhausen, and then he cuts an open challenge. Like, all right, I got some more. I could do some more.
Wait,
And then
wait,
Hook
so
comes
so
out.
you got to explain like he beat Danhausen, like
Yeah, he defeated
yeah.
Danhausen.
So they have this 1 minute match. Yeah. So FTW title. So should I explain it to people? What that is?
So it's a title that Taz created back in ECW. It was ECW, right?
So the
Um,
reason, all right. So here's why. So Taz defeated Shane Douglas for the ECW television title, and shortly after that, Shane Douglas defeated Sabu for the ECW world title.
and he wouldn't
And
give Taz the title shot.
Yeah, and so Taz was challenging Shane Douglas for the title, and he wouldn't answer the challenge. So
So like, fuck you,
Taz
I'll make my own
introduced
title.
he created the fuck the world championship, saying he was the real world champion because he defeated Shane Douglas and he was dodging him, and he finally won the world title from Shane Douglas at the end of that year after he created the title.
Mm.
And
And
it's
Rick,
unfortunately it didn't last long because like a couple weeks later, Taz signed with WWE.
yeah. So Ricky actually had, I think, by far the most successful title defenses of all
Yeah.
FTW
Yeah, he's the longest reigning
champions.
champion.
Yeah, he had it for over 300 he had it for 378 days. 300, and he defended it successfully 10 times before losing it to 11 times before losing it. No, 10 times before losing it to Hook. Yes. 10 successful defenses.
Oh yeah, so spoiler alert, after he beat Danhausen, as Gopher said, he put out an open challenge like he did the other week when Danhausen came out. And so out comes Hook. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah. It was a big pop for that. Hook came out. Hook ended up beating him.
I
And
really liked, you know, I don't, I, I'm not sure about the booking decisions here, but I liked when Taz, after Hook won, said, this is incredible. Hook always saw the title when he was a kid, and now he's the champion.
yeah.
That was pretty
It was
cool.
always it was hanging up in their house. And you would always see it, yeah. Thought it was a good moment, gives Hook something to do, and it gets that title off of Ricky so that he can potentially go on to bigger things. They had a face turn promo essentially after the commercial break. Came back, Ricky was there, and he cut a face turn promo with Hobbs turning on him to like sort of solidify that it's Ricky turning face while Hobbs maintains heel. And it seemed like, based on Taz's commentary, that it was actually going to be like Team Taz going face. So like they'll probably continue having Hook and Ricky, and then I guess the affiliation with
Oh, wait,
Danhausen,
so
with Powerhouse Hobbs sort of going rogue and turning heel. Well, being certified heel while the other ones turn face. But like the promo, like Ricky got to cut like a really passionate babyface promo. Obviously, he's going to be feuding with Hobbs now, but then it seems like they've got big plans for him afterwards.
No, I've always really liked Ricky. First
Yeah.
time I seen him was on NWA Power.
First time I saw him was live. He was one of the people featured pretty frequently at VIP Wrestling, along with Sammy Guevara.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's I enjoy that, and I hope there are big things to come for him. Were there any segments before the next match?
No, because they hyped this. They kind of talked about this match during the Jericho segment.
Yeah, Sammy and Dante Martin. Sammy Guevara and Dante Martin.
Dante Martin, actually, the only segment was like another one with Dante Martin introducing Sky Blue as his manager.
Yeah, to counteract Ty Conti, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a fun match.
Yeah,
Dante Martin
fun
can
match.
do some big old leaps. That boy jumping. And I always enjoyed Sammy.
Yeah, he just need to learn how to work matches because he's not gonna do that into his late 30s.
Any segments before the next match that you know of?
Let's say let's talk about this because there's, as with everything in AEW, there's an afterbirth. So yeah, they do this match. Sammy tries to get a count out. He does the heel thing where he walks away and Dante Martin jumps him. And there was there's a lot. Actually, now I think about it, there's a lot we didn't even talk about. Like in the middle of the first match, Penta and whoever else chasing. It was Eddie and Eddie came out and we didn't even talk about that. That was in the Jericho promo, right? No, afterwards. Whatever. How this match end? I remember there's interference from Ty Conte, right?
Yes, believe so.
And then Ty and Sammy attack Dante after the match. Sky Blue comes in and Anna Jay attacks her, right?
I think.
Oh
so,
yeah,
yes.
I think that's where Eddie and was it Ortiz that came out? With
Ortiz
Ruby
and somebody.
Soho.
Yeah, Ortiz and Ruby Soho came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned oh fuck, who the hell was it? Somebody mentioned Ortiz looking like Hispanic Zack Ryder now. with his whole get up. Matt Cardona.
And see after that. Alright, so after that, this is what happened was my Nintendo Switch crashed, so this was halfway through the show, so I stopped watching. The promo where it actually cut during this promo, Jay Lethal and the Indian dude were saying they had unfinished business
the
with
OK,
best friends.
The OK Kali, as it's referred to.
Yeah, so that promo happened, and my
best friends interrupted. Best friends interrupted that, and they ended up challenging the trio, including, what's his name?
Orange Cassidy?
No, on the other side.
Oh, Sanjay Dutt?
Sanjay Dutt, yes. So Sanjay Dutt is going to be in a match.
Sanjay Dutt?
Yeah, I forgot his name randomly. They will be in a 6-man tag, and Sanjay will be wrestling. Actually be getting in the ring again. Look at that.
Last time I remember seeing him wrestle was in the Ring of Honor World Tournament after Briscoe was stripped.
Yeah, so they did that. So I don't remember which promos happened at this point, because I mean you didn't watch. But it just like lists the matches on Cage Match. Next was the handicap match between Swerve Strickland against Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. Swerve won by pinning Mark Sterling as expected. After the match, however, it showed Keith Lee backstage getting attacked by Josh Woods. So like it was
the former Ring of Honor Pure Champion.
Yeah, teasing a team forming with Josh Woods and Tony Nese to potentially go after Keith and Swerve.
We're gonna be swerved, and it's gonna Silas Young is gonna come back, and we're gonna have the team again. 2 guys, 1 tag.
There was the AEW Women's World Title match between Thunder Rosa and Mia Yamashita, or Yamashita. Some that name.
I think it's
Yamashita, probably.
I think she does the is that that might be right. I'm wondering if it's like that's how it's spelled in English, but it's said differently. No, I think it might be right though.
Thunder Rosa retained. I thought it was decent. It was a little sloppy at times, but it was still pretty good. And the main event, Daniel Garcia actually defeated Bryan Danielson, although there was shenanigans, a little bit, slight shenanigans. It was a really good match, and about 17 minutes long, really good match. It ended up, somebody reached from, like, under the ring, like, he reached his hand over the, like, through his little part where the ring apron cuts off, and grabbed Daniel's leg, or Bryan's leg, while he's, like, doing the rope run. And that distracted him just long enough for Daniel to hit him with a move, and then he put him in the... I forgot what submission he did, but he put him in submission.
Cattle mutilation?
No, that's Daniel Garcia did whatever.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he put Bryan in whatever that was. Possibly a Boston Crab or a sharpshooter, maybe an Indian Deathlock. And Bryan ended up passing out.
Jonathan Gresham does that.
Bryan ended up passing out. He didn't tap, but he ended up passing out, giving a surprise victory to Daniel Garcia.
I'm gonna look this up now.
Yeah. Let's see. I know it was one of the things where it's like in the position of like a sharpshooter. Okay, yeah. It was either in the position. It was in the position of like a sharpshooter or a Boston Crab or something like that. So I knew it was one of those kind of moves. And like he cranked the fuck back too.
It's weird listening to Cornette. He always calls it the Scorpion Deathlock. So when he did the review on this match, he gets him in the Scorpion Deathlock.
So yeah, it ended up being Jake Hager was the one under the ring. He popped out. So the only one from that group that didn't show up was Daddy Magic. I don't know where he was. Everyone else was on the show in some form or another.
Wait! Now I gotta ask you, what name do you prefer, the Sharpshooter or the Scorpion Deathlock?
Sharpshooter, I'd say. Well, isn't Scorpion Deathlock a Sting specific?
I think it's because he made the move.
Oh, he made the move? Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if he made the move, but like he did it before Bret Hart.
Huh. I just know the Sharpshooter is like the one that people use. outside of Bret Hart,
You know
not
what?
just him.
Sharp. We gotta look this up now.
Yeah.
Pro
Whereas like
wrestling.
the other name is the one that is like associated specifically with Sting. Okay, so it was popularized by Sting, but it was invented by a Japanese wrestler named Riki Choshu.
Hmm.
Yes.
What did he call it?
Let's see. What did he call it? Does it say on his Wikipedia page?
Oh, the Sasori Katamite? Scorpion Hold.
Oh, call it the Scorpion Hold, apparently. Okay. So I wonder
Yeah,
why Brett called it the Sharpshooter. Well, yeah. Either way, that's it became known widely as the Sharpshooter due to Bret Hart's association with it. Was Bret Hart the one who came up with the name Sharpshooter?
It might have been Vince McMahon who got the name Moose.
Well, did he?
Well,
he used it before?
did he use that name in WWE or did he like use it in Calgary?
Well, he didn't go to WWE until like 2011.
Oh no! Wait, I thought we were talking about something else.
Bret Hart? Yeah, Bret Hart. Oh, actually, yeah. Never mind. I'm mixing him up with Sting randomly in my fucking head.
Yeah, he went to WWE like 1988, I think.
Yeah. Well, he did come back in 2011. Weirdly, that was when he returned after like the thought that he would never come back because of the Shawn Michaels thing.
Yeah.
And then he fucking won the Intercontinental title in 2011 for some reason.
I thought it was the US title.
It might have been the US title. And then he faced Vince at WrestleMania.
Didn't he beat The Miz for the title?
Yeah. That was around the same time that fucking Jerry Lawler had a heart attack fighting Miz in a ladder match. I don't know why they just kept putting Miz against all the old people.
Yeah, because like when Miz was WWE champion, he also defended against Jerry Lawler, right?
yeah, that was the ladder match.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess it's because like Miz works a very safe style. Maybe that's why they're like, all right, put all the old people against him.
Have you I still haven't seen Jerry Lawler versus Kevin Steen when they did that in Memphis.
I didn't even know that was a thing they did.
Yeah, it was like I think it was Steen. It was one of his last matches before he went to WWE. And like I think the last Jerry Lawler match I saw was the one from last year with Leatherface, which was awful.
Fucking Leatherface.
Yeah, so a guy, it's a gimmick from Japan. This guy it was what was his name in WWE? It was damn it.
I don't know who this is. Do you remember anything about him in WWE other than his name?
Yeah, he had a soldier gimmick.
When was
but
he?
Yeah, but he was in WWE. But like when he was in Japan in early 90s, he became Leatherface, this character that had a chainsaw and he would swing around the crowd and scared everyone. So someone did this gimmick last year in the South somewhere, and like he had the chainsaw waving it, and like no one reacted to it at all. It was pretty sad.
It was Corporal Kirchner.
You got it.
In WWE. Apparently. Don't know that guy, but yeah, he was the International Wrestling Association Japan and Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling is where he used Leatherface.
Well,
and there was also Chainsaw Charlie. He had a chainsaw.
True.
And Chuck Taylor recently brought out a fucking chainsaw.
Oh, that's right.
All right. We've passed. We were an hour and 10 minutes now.
I just took a sleeping pill. It's been an hour, and we finish off the podcast with a game.
Yes, wrestling trivia, or not wrestling, movie trivia.
Movie trivia.
Yes.
TCM Turner Classic Movies Ultimate Movie Trivia Challenge. Do you know what film Ted Turner said was the greatest of all time, and the first film he played on TCM was?
Lil Nicky.
It's Gone with the Wind. This, also the same guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Same guy who owned WCW.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
So, there's our wrestling connection.
Yes. Let's get this done here.
8 categories.
Yeah.
And the first one we're doing is unforgettable lines.
So I'm gonna say, because you've done it a couple times, I'm gonna say the rule is that you can give me one clue per thing.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
All right, so unforgettable lines. Who could have been a contender? All right, so
what was the line?
I'm sorry. So the question is, who is this? And the line is, could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum. Which is what I am.
On the waterfront. Is that
Got it.
Yeah, Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
That one, actually, I had to think for a moment, trying to remember who the fuck it was, but yeah, Marlon Brando.
Incredible. This guy pretends he doesn't know movies.
I pretend I don't know movies before the fucking 90s, which is mostly true. So not much pretending.
Second category, behind the scenes.
Okay. This one I don't think I've ever gotten right.
What film score brought ragtime piano composer Scott Joplin into popularity more than 50 years after his death?
The Boogie Woogie.
It was The Sting.
The Sting. I don't know if I've
heard of that movie on DVD.
I've heard of The Wrestler and The Musician.
Alright, the great films.
Okay.
Alright, this is I don't know if you know this, but I like this question. What was what was Charlie Chaplin's first feature-length film?
Oh yeah, I have no fucking clue. Some fucking silent bullshit. The Pokey Wokey.
It was The Kid.
The Kid.
I really enjoyed that film too. Leading Ladies.
Okay, Leading Ladies. What we got here?
Looking at the questions. Alright, what Oscar-winning actress appeared in films adapted from the works of Robert Louis Stevenson, Ernest Hemingway, Ida Ferber, and Athena Christie? No, Argentina.
Agatha Christie? Agatha Christie?
That's
trying to say there? Yeah. Meryl Streep.
It was Ingrid Bergman in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Sargana Trunk, and Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express. All right. What's next? I got one right so far.
Yeah. Supporting players.
Okay. What we got here?
Alright, there's a famous movie, and there's this one the film I like more. I'll go with this one. Who played Orson Welles' mother, Jane Wyman's aunt, and Betty Davis's housekeeper?
Who played what now?
So, Orson Welles' mother, Jane Wyman's aunt, and Betty Davis's housekeeper.
Didn't you ask this before?
This
feels like one. Yeah, this feels like one you asked already, and I don't remember who the answer was, but it does feel like one.
All right, I'll ask the so must be the same card, but there's several questions on it.
Mm,
So I'll ask a different question. What
okay.
actress's on-screen character dies in a Western shootout with Joan Crawford?
Repeat the question.
So Joan Crawford, the actress. Don't use don't use wire hangers. That beat up her daughter. That
Yeah. Yeah.
actress. This this actress had a shootout with her in the film.
Okay. Joan Crawford. People from that fucking era.
Yeah, she won an Oscar.
God. The Betty White. She was known for shootouts, right?
Mercedes McCambridge and Johnny
Mm,
Guitar. Cool move. Cool film.
Johnny Guitar. Okay. Okay. How many more do we got?
3 more.
Okay.
Yeah. Cult classics.
All right. All right. I've had some luck with this one in the past.
Okay. What midnight movie favorite includes the characters Beautiful Girl Across the Hall, Lady in the Radiator, and Man in the Planet?
Sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar. It's a David Lynch thing, I think. Eraserhead.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes. That one I actually knew. Look at that. I remember looking into Eraserhead, like I never watched it, but I remember like looking it up I think last year cuz I wanted to see like what the whole Eraserhead thing was about, like
Yeah.
it was his hair or what happened there. And I ended up like going through like a wormhole or down that rabbit hole, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. You got 2 right. See,
Cool.
directors.
Okay.
Um, this is a famous person. What controversial director? Well, that's why he's famous. What controversial director created a trilogy about the horrors of living in an apartment in the big city?
So it's a controversial director and the horrors of living in an apartment in a big city. It's a
Don't.
trilogy.
I mean, if you, I can give you a hint.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's controversial because he's a pedophile.
Oh, fuck. What the hell? Woody Allen?
Um, he might be. I don't know if he like. He
Well, I
might.
guess he wasn't a
I would
pedophile.
say no.
Yeah, he like ended up like marrying his stepdaughter or something who he raised, but she was an adult, I
It
guess,
might
by
be
the time he
that.
married. So I guess technically. So yeah, who was it?
Roman Polanski.
Oh, fuck, right. Yeah, that guy's
I
that
can't
guy.
remember like what he did, like or any of these people did, but I remember there's. I know he's
I remember
controversial.
whatever he did was like bad. Like it's something that I don't remember what exactly it was, but I remember it was something that's like should go beyond controversial and more into like that guy should be in jail.
It's too bad too because made great movies.
Mm.
Don't learn about your heroes.
Yeah. Is there any more?
One more. Leading
Okay.
man.
Leading man. Okay. Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones.
You know this person. What box
Mm-hmm.
office star had top 20 hits in the late 1970s with "Let Her In," "All Strung Out on You," and "Whatever I'm Away from You"?
What were the songs called?
"Let Her In" is the first one. Second one, "All Strung Out on You," and the third one's "Whenever I'm Away from You."
And so this is an actor who had hit songs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, John Travolta.
Yeah, I figured you'd get it.
Yeah.
So that's
That guy was out there doing the old music back then with the grease and what have you.
so I think like last week you got 3 right.
Yeah, it's something. Not quite half, but it's something. I'll take it. And I mean, it doesn't matter that I'm gonna be losing fucking 5 of my fingers. I'm gonna die anyway because of the other thing. So
Yeah, it's too bad.
yeah.
Well, all right, well, this has been On Top of the World. Is there anything we want to go out on? Remind anyone of? Follow us.
Stream Pillars by Tuker Lucy and go watch his new wrestling video on the Tuker Lucy solo channel.
Yeah, watch that. Never mind the social medias. You'll figure that out.
And come watch Brandon and I play Naraka Blade Point on Sunday on Twitch.
Well, and join us next week for On Top of the World.
Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.